Hello. Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the Analog and Digital Electronics Laboratory. Today we'll be discussing with the experiment number 5 in case of your part B, right? Uh, Let me share you with the program. Right. Okay. Regarding today's session, we will be discussing about the experiment regarding multiplexer, right? So this is experiment number 5 in your syllabus. That is, given a 4 variable logic expression, we need to simplify it using appropriate technique and realize the simplified logic expression using 8:1 multiplexer IC, right? And implement the same in HDL language. So what we are going to do in case of today's session is the second part of the experiment we'll be conducting today, that is implementing the 8:1 multiplexer uh, in HDL language. So that part will be discussing today. The first part of the question will be done in case of one more session wherein we'll be making use of some trainer kit. So that is quite hardware related experiment. So better we'll start with the second half of the experiment, that is implementing 8:1 multiplexer IC uh, in HDL language. Right. So this is about the program, right? So initially what you need to do, you need to include the IEEE library. So first line of your HDL code will be always starting with the library IEEE, followed by use IEEE dot standard underscore logic underscore 1164 dot all, followed by semicolon. So this is about, so this helps you to declare some of the variable. So this helps you to declare some of the ports which are required for your program. So once you are written with the first two lines of your program, so start writing with the entity. So what exactly you need to write in case of entity is, you need to declare the ports which you are going to make use in case of your laboratory, in case of your program, right? So to write that particular entity, you need to make use of this entity as a keyword, right? Followed by mux81 is nothing but a file name what you are going to give, followed by is again a keyword. So in the next line you can specify the word as port. So within that particular port, right, you need to specify the variables. So which are the variable I required for this program is, I required A, E, select as well as Y. So in that first three of the variable or port, I will be making it as input. So that is why I indicated it as A colon in standard logic vector, right? Suppose for this particular A variable, if you have to give it more than one values, right? Assume that if you want to give it as 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1, so such type of more than one values, if it has to be given during the execution, you need to declare that type as standard underscore std underscore logic underscore vector. So in bracket you need to specify, so how many elements or how many bits you need to give. So assume that for this particular A variable I required 8 bit. So for that case I'll be writing it as 0, the 7 down to 0, 7 down to 0, followed by bracket close, put semicolon. So once you are done, it is done with the first variable declaration, that is A variable, followed by E. So E, if you E is one more variable, this I will be declaring in terms of standard logic only. Why? Because E I will be giving the values either 1 or 0. Only one bit value I will be giving during my execution. That is why I will be specifying E value as only std underscore logic. So once you are done, move ahead with the select variable. So again, three inputs, 3 bits for this particular select variable, right? So that is why I'll be specifying it as std underscore logic underscore vector in bracket 2 down to 0, right? Bracket close, followed by semicolon. So once you are done with this one, move ahead with the last variable of your program, that is y, right? So y I'll be declaring it as output port, followed by standard logic. So once if you are done, end the entity, so indicating by end followed by mux81. So again mux81 is nothing but whatever the file name you are going to give to execute the program, right? Once you are done, you need to specify which particular behavior of HDL you are going to write. So I am following with the architecture behavioral for this MUX81 program, that is file. So you can write it as architecture behavioral of MUX81 is followed by signal S. So here I have declared one more variable, that is variable name is S, right? So S stands for signal, followed by this signal is going to take with the 3-bit values, right, from 0 to 3. That is why I have written it as std underscore logic underscore vector in bracket 3 down to 0. So remember, when you are writing with the HDL program, it is not a case sensitive. Either you can make use of uppercase or lowercase. So once you are done with the declaration of S variable, so go for next is begin. So you'll come to know what is about this particular variable, that is S variable, when you try to execute your program. Right? So once you are done with the architectural behavior, start with the logic of the program. To start with the logic of the program, what you need to do, you need to write with the keyword begin, right? So write it as begin followed by S is equal to E and select. So you will be performing the AND operation between E variable as well as select variable, that is this one, right? Whatever the value you are going to make, whatever the value you are going to get, so that value will be storing in case of S, right? So that is this particular S variable. Followed by next logic of the program is you return it as y is equal to. So remember, the operator for equal is you need to write in case of HDL as less than equal to. So this is similar to the equal operator. Y less than or equal to, or y equal to a of 0, right? So y is going to become value of a of 0 when S takes the value of this particular combination, that is 0 0 0 0. Else y is going to take with a of 1 value when S is equal to 0 0 0 1. So likewise y is going to take with the value of a of 2 when S is equal to 0 0 1 0. So likewise go on writing up to 6. So once if it is been done with a of 7, so I am not writing with a of 7, right? So by default, when S is equal to all ones, right, when S is equal to all ones, sorry, when S is equal to 0 1 1 1, by default it is going to take with the value of a of 7. So once you are done with the writing up of logic, what you need to do, you need to end the behavior. So write the end behavior, right? So this is about the 8:1 multiplexer program which has been written in case of HDL language. So let us now try to execute with the program, right? So as you all know that to execute with the HDL program, you required with the Xilinx software. So you have to install that particular Xilinx software. So let me show you that Xilinx software which has been installed in my system. That is, after installing the Xilinx software, you will be getting the two symbols on your desktop, right? So the symbol which has been represented like this, that is Xilinx ISC design suite. So you need to once if it has been completely installed, right, you will be getting this particular symbol on your desktop. Just double click on to this particular Xilinx software. So in this particular software, you need to write the program, HDL program, and you need to execute the program. So now I will be telling you the steps to how to execute the HDL program. So observe carefully, right? Once you double click on this particular Xilinx software, you will be getting this particular screen, right? So once you get this particular screen, go to file, go to new project, right? So here you need to specify the project name, right? So you can give some name. I will be giving it as ADE lab. So this is the file name I have given, right? So this is the file name I have given. So don't worry about the rest of the fields, right? So remember, if you are trying to give it the location C drive as a location to store this particular project, it is not going to take. So you need to take the location as D itself. since I have been practicing this particular program execution, by default it is going to take with the D as a location. But if you try to give the C location, it is not going to take, right? So this is what I have done with the new project I have given with the project name. Once if it is done, click on next, right? If you click on next, if the project name is repeated, if it is already been existed, because the same name have been used earlier, so better I will change it as AD lab 1, right? So click on next, right? This field you are going to get, right? So in this field, uh, don't worry about the first half of the dialog box. So check whether your preferred language you are taken it as VHDL or Verilog. Since we are writing the program in case of VHDL, your preferred language should be in VHDL only, right? Select VHDL in preferred language field, click on next. So once you are done, click on finish. So this is how we can create with the project in case of Xilinx software. So once it is been done, so you need to create file. So you have been created with the project. So within that particular project, you need to create the file where you can write the program, HDL program. So to create with the file, so what is the thing you need to do is right click on this particular project what you have created, that is AD lab. In my case I have created the project as AD lab 1. So right click on that particular project, click on new source, right? So once you click on to new source, you will be getting this particular dialog box, right? You'll be getting this particular dialog box. So in this particular dialog box, you need to first select the VHDL module. After selecting the source type as VHDL module, you need to give the file name. So file name I will be giving it as mux. Right? So better whatever the program you have written. So this is what the program I have written. Here I have written the given the file name as mux81. So give the same file name, that is mux81. Right? So once you are written with the file name as mux81, right? Click on next. Right? Here you need to specify with the variable, right? The input as well as output variable what you have made use in case of your lab program, right? Right, what are the port variables you have made use? You have made use of the variable as a, e, select as well as y, right? So I will be giving it as a, e, select as well as y. So in this, which are the input port you are given, which are the output port you are given, you need to specify now, right? So a is a input, I will be giving it as a as input, e again it is input, select is again input, that is SCL is again input. So why I have chosen it as output in case of my program, I will be giving it as output. Right? So once you are given with the input as well as output port, click on next, click on finish. So this content you will be getting, right? So what you can do is, so you can observe some of the default statement what you have to write in case of your program, it has been already exist in case of the this particular case, right? It has been already exist, so you can make use of this particular code. So only thing you need to go on writing with the logic within this begin as between this begin as well as end, right? So what I will be doing, I will be deleting this. So it is left to the student, either they can delete all the content, they can write it as a fresh, or else they can edit in this particular page itself, they can start writing with the logic for the multiplexer program. So I'll be choosing with the one more way. So I'll be deleting this content what has been already existed, and I will be copying this particular program what I have written. Just copy paste the program. This is the program what I have written. So this is about the logic. So once you are written with the program in this particular field, click on to this file, go to save, or simply press Ctrl S so that your file gets saved, right? So after saving your program, right, what is the next thing you need to do is you need to check for errors, right? To check with the errors, click on to the program, what you have created. At the left side part, click on to the program name what you have given. So at the bottom of this particular page, you have got one more table. So in that table, you need to choose synthesize, right? So if you are going to synthesize, or if you are double clicking on synthesize, right, it in turn checks the error in your program, right? If there is any error, it is going to show with the line number. So again you need to debug the program, and again you need to save, and again you need to synthesize, or again you need to check for errors. So once you are written with the program, go for synthesize, double click on that synthesize name. So you can observe your program is running and it is going to check for errors. So if your program contains none of the error, so it is going to show synthesize completed successfully, plus the indication it is going to show it as right mark. Clear? It is going to show it as right mark. So you can assume yourself that whatever the program you are written, it is right. So once you are done with the error checking, next observe carefully. Now you need to change the view of this particular program, because we are trying to simulate the multiplexer program which has been written in case of HTL language. Right? To simulate this particular multiplexer program, you need to change the view from implementation to simulation. Right? Change the view from implementation to simulation. Next, click on to the multiplexer program, the file name what you have created, where you have written the program. So if you click on to that particular file name, you will be getting at the next part of the table, you will be getting with this particular dialog box, wherein the name indicates as iSIM simulator. So expand this iSIM simulator and then click on to simulate behavioral model, right? So since we have written with the behavioral model for multiplexer program, so go to iSIM simulator. After clicking or after selecting the file name, right, you will be getting this iSIM simulator. Double click on to this simulate behavioral model, so that it is going to display the simulation part where exactly you need to check for output, right? So this is the iSIM simulator what I have got. I'll just expand this particular thing so that it will be visible for you guys, right? So here I need to give the inputs, A as an input, E as one more input, select as one more input. So remember, as per my program, I have given the A variable, which consists of 8 bit, that is 7 down to 0 means 0 to 7 totally I need to give the 8 bit value, right? So I will be giving, next I will be giving some 8 bit value over here. So E, it is of standard logic, right? So it is going to accept only 1 bit value, right? So if you are going to give it as standard logic, it is going to accept only 1 bit value. If you are going to give as vector form, right, vector form, it is going to accept more than 1 bit value. Likewise, SCL select variable, I have taken it as in terms of vector form, so it is going to accept 3 inputs. Why? Because 3 bits. Why? Because it given the range from 0 to 2. Okay? 0, 1, 2. Totally, we need to give it as 3 bit as an input, right? So as per the problem, you can see here, I have executed the program. I got this particular output. So let me check with this particular output itself. So I'll be giving the A value as 1100 followed by 1010. So I'll be giving the same value. So to give the value for A variable, go to value column, right click on to the value column, go to force constant. So here you need to give the value for A. So in place of force to value, you need to give the value for A. So what is the value I have given in my case? I have given it as 11001010. So let me give the same value 11001010. So this is the value I have given, right, for A variable. So once you are given, click on apply, click on OK. So once you are given with the value, it is going to take the value of A as 11001010. So immediately it will not be reflected. So once after you execute with the program, the value of A will be uh, changed, right? Immediately it is not going to affect whatever the value you are going to give. Next, what is the E value I have given in my program execution? I given it as 0. So same value I will be giving. Again, go to this value column, right click on this particular case, go to force constant, give it as 0. Next, apply, OK. Followed by, I need to give it the select input variable, I need to give the input value. So again, right click on this one, go to force constant. So what is the value I have given in my program? I have given it as 0, 0, 1, right? So same value I'll be giving it as 0, 0, 1, right? Apply, OK. So I have specified all the three input variable value. For A I have given, for E I have given, for select I have given. So once after giving this particular input variable values for corresponding input variable, so observe this particular symbol. So this is the symbol you need to click so that your program get executed and you will be getting with the output, right? So I will be clicking on to this particular symbol, that is this symbol. I'll be getting this corresponding output, right? So how to verify this particular output? So what is the value I've given it for A? I've given it as 1100 1010. What is the value I've given for E? I've given it as 0. What is the select variable input I've given? I've given it as 001, right? So what is the output I've got? I've got it as Y as 1. So how exactly I got this particular Y as 1 is, see, observe carefully regarding how you got Y as 1 or output as 1 is. So what is the select input I given? I given it as 001, right? I given it as 001. So these are 8 bits for a variable. So 001 indicates what? It is 1, right? In decimal form it is 1. So locate 1. So it is 0, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So where exactly 1 is present? 0, 1. So in place of 1, which particular value is present? 1 is present. So that is why I got Y value as 1. So how it will be represented in terms of waveform? The 1 will be represented at high level, right? So that is why I got it as 1. Right. So regarding select, regarding this one, regarding signal, that is S variable. So what is about this particular signal variable is whatever the select value are given, right? So select input value are given, that is 001 in this case, that corresponding value will be converted into 4-bit representation, right? That corresponding value will be converted into 4-bit representation. So this is 001, its corresponding 4-bit representation will be 0001. So this is how we can verify the output of multiplexer in case of Xilinx software. So let me change with the select input and let me check for one more case, right? So I will be giving the value now as, for select I will be giving it as 100. So what 100 represent in terms of decimal? It is 4, right? So let me check what is the answer I will be getting. So once after giving the value like this way, right click on this one, go to force constant and give the value, right? Once you are given with the value, click on again to this particular symbol for running your simulation for specified time on the toolbar. So click on to this. So this one, what this is the output you have got, right? What is the output? Y output I have got it as 0, right? So again, what is the select lines I have given? I have given it as 100. So 100 means 4, right? So locate 4 in this particular 8-bit. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is the value present in case of 4th bit? The value is 0 and that will be my output. So Y is equal to 0, that is my output. The corresponding waveform will be low, so that is what has been indicated in green line, right? So once it is been done, also you can check with the signal variable, that is S variable. We have just converted 3 bits to 4-bit. So this is how we can execute with the multiplexer program, right? I hope you are understood with the program execution using Xilinx software. So until next experiment demo, thank you for watching the video.